Howdy, and welcome to the Lost Rider podcast. It's an honor and privilege to address you in the capacity of an interviewer, reporter, and media member. Too many modern media outlets have forgone the integrity and responsibility required of credible information sources. What you will receive here are straightforward discussions with legislators, agency leaders, biologists, engineers, doctors, and countless other experts that have the answers to questions often circulated as kitchen table issues. The title Lost Rider may be thought of literally as well as in the metaphorical sense. While there has been the instance that I was momentarily a little turned around at night in a wilderness area, the idea of being a lost rider in life, well, that fits most folks at some time. These renderings are coming to you in the form of the 25-year-old radio program, The News from the Camp House. It still airs every Saturday morning at 6:30 a.m. Central Time on KULM 98.3 FM out of Columbus, Texas. The original intent was to relate outdoor topics to the general public. Immediately, it was found that all issues are relatable to the outdoors and that people are people. They all play a role and they all have a vested interest. It's this program's desire to answer common questions about how the world works, how it will operate in the future, and what's the holdup. So please listen, enjoy, and never hesitate to contact us with more questions and feedback. Good morning and welcome to this weekend's edition of News from the Camp House, the listening post of the Texas Sportsman Association. This is Herman Brune. This weekend's edition is also brought to us by the Shaw's Bend Social Club, country club folks who don't have a country club. All right, tell you what, got a special guest this weekend, Jason. Jason, what's your last name?
Jason Paul.
Jason Paul. I was supposed to know that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Give us your story, Jason. Tell my listeners all about your business.
All right, so I'm the owner of Stinky Pants Fishing. I'm coming up on 18 years. I've been doing it. I'm a full-time teacher, so I do this on the side, and it's just constantly, growing, I guess, but organically, so it's been small. But this last year we got into Bass Pro, so that was kind of a big deal for me,
Yeah.
and the family. So, we make fishing stringers is kind of how we started, and I've elaborated from there. I make different floats, wading boxes, lots of apparel, hats, stickers, things like that. So I don't want to say it's strictly for wade fishing, but that's kind of how I started out doing it is, made a stringer for me for wade fishing, and other people wanted it. So I thought, well, maybe I could sell it. I didn't go into it really with the thought of I want to make a business. It was just kind of happened on its own, which probably for the best. I felt like the industry needed a better stringer, and so I made it.
Oh, no, hell, that's great. I mean, you just said something I thought was really significant because anytime I tried too hard, it didn't work. But the stuff that I just kind of threw out there, see if it'd stick, that's that, personally, I've got shooting ranges, mm-hmm. and that is not something it was a lot of work in the beginning, but then it just took off, and now it's just there. But no, this is a great story. Okay, where are you located?
I'm in Boerne, Texas, just right outside of San Antonio.
Okay, and I mean, you're still like fabricating all this stuff in your garage, or how do you do it?
Yes, sir. I do everything in-house pretty much. And as it's gotten busier, I'm blessed. My dad's basically a genius. He'll see me doing a task or something, and he'll figure out a way to make a machine to do it. Well, let me step back. I need to get him to do it. He'll sit and watch me struggle for years, and then when I'm at school or something, I'm like, Dad, can you cut this for me or do this? And then he feels it, and he's like, well, that sucks doing that. I said, yeah, Dad, I know. I've been doing it for how many years? And so he's like, I can make you a machine to do that. So I've got a lot of stuff that have been automated because he just comes up with some crazy redneck concoction in his head, and it works. So I've been able to up the the production based on a lot of the things he's been able to automate for me, which has been amazing.
Oh, no, that's great. You got your family. You got any other family involved?
Yeah, I got. Really, the whole family's involved. So my wife will do orders, help me, box up tackle shop orders, things like that. My son, same thing. He'll run the website a little bit, and he'll help me produce things. Dad, like I said, he'll build machines for me, but he'll also get his hands dirty. And I got mom stuffing bags, mother-in-law doing things. So it's the whole family chips in.
No, this is great. This is a wonderful story. All right, because now, like you said, you're in Bass Pro. Mm-hmm. Well, they order by the thousands.
Well, I'm in, I think, 6 shops right now. So I haven't even been in there a year yet. So I don't know what it's going to look like, so far they're buying, so it's a good thing, and God could turn the faucet on at any moment, and you never know what's going to happen next. So yeah, it's a big deal to get in there. As a kid growing up, that's the store. So to be able to walk in and to see my product in there is pretty surreal.
I'm darn. Okay. All right. Stinky Pants. How you come up with that?
Well, the time that all this was happening, when I was kind of fumbling around making these stringers, I was also had my son. So I was elbow deep in poopy diapers, and the name Stinky Pants seemed to fit. And I thought, well, you may not like it, but you definitely remember it. So I drew when I had the idea, I drew the original logo on the computer. It's just a underwear with stink coming off of it, and it's been the same ever since.
Yeah, no. It's great. No, people can remember that. That is something. Okay. Stinky Pants Fish Stringers. All right. So this tends to make me think this is going to run off into the lure thing one of these days.
It could. I'm always looking for stuff to add, but what kind of my business motto, or my motto, I guess, is I'm not going to just put my name on something to make something. Mm-hmm. I need to have a better way of doing it or improving it, or I'm really not usually going to make it. But moving forward, I'm doing a lot more fly fishing, and I got a buddy who's very, very talented, and I think I'm going to get him to start tying flies and put them on the site for sale. I love doing woodworking too, and so I've been dabbling around with like making fly tying caddies, fly rod racks, lure racks, just different things to. My ultimate goal, I guess, is I'd like to be able to step away from teaching and do this business full time, and so I'm looking at other things that I could do to fill that void. And
all right, what do you teach?
I teach construction management at the high school.
What is that?
So my school is kind of unique. It's a magnet school. It's still a public school, but it's a magnet school where they apply to come to, and once they're accepted, they're studying construction the whole time they're there. It's an elective though, so they still get to do regular high school stuff like play football or do band and math and all that stuff. But during their electives, they'll come to me, and so I'll have the same kids for 3 years. I get them their sophomore year, junior, senior year. It turns into a double block, and so I teach them carpentry and then the management stuff behind it. How much stuff costs, how long it's going to take to build it, things like that. And then we actually build tiny houses. So sophomore year, we'll build like deer blinds or sheds or something. Junior year, we'll do like maybe a 10 by 24, or my juniors this year are actually doing a really big project, a 60 by 15 house that we're going to donate to a wounded warrior. But it's usually a 2-year process, so we'll frame it, dry it all in, and then the senior year, they'll do all the interior, finish out the inside with the shiplap or whatever, flooring, cabinets, countertop, all the furnishings, everything.
All right. Okay. Now, how does that apply? This is a question. How does that apply if they go to, if they want to go to school after high school? How does this credit?
Well, they're really geared to. They could walk into the field and probably start working somewhere for sure because of the skill set they have. Most of my kids, if they want to get into management, though, they're going to go to school and get a construction science degree. But I've had enough kids come back from A&M and Texas State and UTSA, like kind of the big 3 in Texas that are specializing in construction. And they'll tell me, Mr. Paul, my first year was easy. I didn't have to study. Most of it's all review and things like that. So they've got a great foundation to whichever way they want to go. If they want to go straight into the industry, they're going to be set for that. Or if they want to go to college, it's either way they go, they're going to be successful.
All right. Well, my question was that, how does this credit count for going to college? Like if they want,
Well, so the class mine is considered dual credit. So St. Philip's College, which is in San Antonio, they get college credit for my class. But other than that, I mean, it's a lot of it's going to be review stuff that when they're gonna experience at A&M. It's going to be nothing new.
So A&M takes this as a credit. I mean, it's a high school class that A&M recognizes.
No, A&M doesn't. Just St. Philip's is the only one. But moving forward to the college, it's a lot of it's going to be review, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. I don't know. We're not quite jiving, but it's okay because I mean, it's like football or band or anything. How's college recognize that? Mm-hmm. Well, okay. So I mean, or shop or FFA or any of that stuff. How does college recognize that? But anyway, this is giving these kids some background, so they're going to have the other classes that are going to get them to where they want to go.
Yeah, and they're also going to get an industry recognized certification. They'll get a level 1 carpentry and NCCR, which it's a good program. So there's a lot of good foundation. Like I said, either if they go straight into the industry or if they go to college for it. I've got a lot of kids out there in the industry that are just killing it. Just great kids doing great things.
All right. I'll tell you what. Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break and thank folks who let us come on here every Saturday morning. And we're going to get back and we're going to come back. We got to talk some more about those Stinky Pants Fishing products. That's good stuff. All right, we'll be right back. Thank goodness for all the great sponsors we have here at News from the Camp House. H-E-B Food Stores. That's Stephen Tice at H-E-B. He helps me. He helps the community. He's a great man. I'm so thankful H-E-B loosened him up, lets him go around and sponsor a few things. H-E-B's got all your food needs. It's the greatest food store we got here in Columbus. Thank goodness for H-E-B. First State Bank. You go over to the First State Bank, they'll take care of all your loans, all your deposits, your savings, anything you need. Bunch of great hometown people over there. You got Celia Tobias, John Pollock. Everybody over there is looking out for you. Miss Barbara Barta. It's a great bunch of folks at the First State Bank is also sponsoring News from the Camp House. First State Bank takes care of all my business. Baumgart Agency, Susan Baumgart at the Baumgart Agencies, her and Germania. She told me to plug Germania. Germania is an insurance that she likes everybody to know about. The Baumgart Agencies. Miss Susan and I are classmates, being classmates. She got me out of high school, sat right beside her, put us in alphabetical order where I could copy. And Susan Baumgart over at the Baumgart Agency taking care of all your insurance needs. Lyco Realty, one of the original sponsors of News from the Camp House. Lyco Realty, the oldest real estate company in the county, and for the last 3 years voted the favorite realtor in the county. Lyco Realty, that's Miss Kimberly Johnson, that's Crockett's granddaughter. More kinfolks and classmates and great people from Colorado County. People from Colorado County helping people from Colorado County. That's great. Oh, thank goodness for all these wonderful people come to me want to be sponsors for News from the Camp House. Good morning and welcome to the second half of this week's News from the Camp House. Listening post to the Texas Sportsman Association here this morning with Jason Paul from Bernie, Texas, and just enjoying his story. He is the owner of Stinky Pants Fishing Stuff. This is great. It's a great story. All right, you've got the entire family. And what did your dad? You said he has animated some of y'all's production. What was his past? Where did he come? What business was he in?
Well, it doesn't make sense. He doesn't have any formal education in it. He's just a special guy. He can if there's anything he wants to do, he'll go look it up and he'll figure out how to do it. He'll come back the next day and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. And so he's not afraid to break eggs, but I always thought in my mind, if I hang around him enough, I'm going to figure this out and I'll learn it from him. But he's got a different gene that I didn't get or something, because the way his mind works, he just, whether it's electrical or plumbing or mechanical, wood, he can do it all, and, programming, all that stuff. And so he's amazing, and it's been a blessing to have him. And, like I said, my goal is, if I can get away from teaching and do the business full time, I would just love to be in the shop with him and get to be around him more and learn from him and get to be able to use all these machines he's making and stuff like that. And so it's on my heart. I'm asking God to bless me and so I can spend time with him and try to learn from him. But like I said, he's got something that I don't have. But
it's wait a minute. How old are you?
48.
Okay. 48, yeah. Now, I think it's an age thing. It takes a little longer sometimes. No, I believe this. See, I'm 67 right now, and there's things that I'm still figuring out that So it's. How old's your dad?
I think he's 73.
Yeah. No, it's. I'll bet you catch up. I'll bet you $1 you catch up. Now, all of a sudden, there's a whole bunch of that stuff would make more sense.
Yeah.
And how many kids you got?
I just have one who's Wyatt. He's 17, and he's AKA Little Stank, because that's, again, who I named after. So watching him grow up and watching the business grow up, they just kind of go hand in hand. He's a monster now. He's almost 6'4", but when he was born, he was only 2 pounds 10 ounces. He was born at 27 weeks.
Oh my!
So he kind of just, if you look at him and look at my business, it's just kind of started the same thing, and they just they both grew together. Grew. Yes, sir.
That's great. Okay, and tell me about your wife.
She's also a teacher in the same school district I'm in, and she's my heart and soul.
All right. What does she teach?
She teaches the little ones ECC, like 3 to 5 year olds. Well, she did. We got some bad news while I've been here, is they're doing away with her position. So she's been doing that for her whole career and at one school. So she's pretty shaken up about that. It was, I know God's got a plan for us, but right now it's just looking not.
All right. And you said something earlier. This is, what type of school is this?
Me or my wife?
You.
I mean, we're both public.
It's both
public education. Northside, it's about the 4th biggest school district in Texas. Northside Independent School District.
Mm-hmm. That's north side of San Antonio.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. And you said you got your dad, you got your mom, you got your mother-in-law. Mm-hmm. Everybody's in the garage doing something.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Or when I'm at work, they're doing something for me because, I'm not there. That's the hardest part of trying to run the business, is you're not there all the time to run it.
Right.
You're doing it on the side or after you get home from your other job.
All right. And how long have you been in Bass Pro?
Not even a year.
Okay. And this is a great story, though. And how many different products? I know you said in the very beginning, but let's go over that again, because you start out with fish stringers, and I'm trying to imagine what this looks like. How do you make a better fish stringer?
You were asking how mine is better than everyone else's?
Yeah.
Well, so the strength of it's one thing. So when I first started this, 18 years ago, most everyone was using a rope stringer with a float tied to it. Okay. And if you've ever caught a toothy fish, those things will wind up. They'll get knots in them trying to take them off there. They get hung up. I mean, it can be an ordeal getting the fish off there. And then that was back when you could catch 10 trout at a time. Imagine that. And so what I ended up using is I switched the material. I use a vinyl coated stainless steel wire. So it's like a 900 pound breaking strength, which, it's bulletproof. That slick coating, those fish will slide off. Just, you can just lift the stringer up and they come off. And then I also designed the float at the end. So instead of having to run them back to the stake, my float's removable. So you can take the float off and then just you can literally take your fish, set them in the ice cooler, take the float off, and they'll lift the stringer up and they stay in there. You don't even have to touch the fish, and then you can put the float back on. So, I think I did two major improvements with the material, making them slick, making them very strong, and then having that float that's removable. I think are two big things that the industry needed. And the floats were really big too at the very beginning when I started. Everyone was using like the 4-inch float, which was like the size of a cantaloupe. Okay. And to me, that's overkill. It's to keep the fish from coming off. It doesn't do any other purpose. So I've gradually brought the size of my floats down. I make a smaller, an 8-foot stringer, and then my normal size is a 12-foot. On the 8-foot stringer, I put a 2-inch float on there, which is very small. But if you can get over it not being the same size as the others, what you figure out is it still does the job, a lot less bulk, just, having it in your tackle box or your gear bag, things like that, carrying it around with you if you're wading, packing it, it's just less. And I learned from Captain Jay Watkins a long time ago, less is more in fishing. When I first started out, I was taking everything I owned out there, and then I started to realize I don't need all that stuff. And so I've tried to slim everything down. Everything that I'm taking out there has a purpose and to me, it made sense to shorten up that stringer and make that float smaller.
All right. So your dad had you fishing from little on?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. I grew up in Iowa. And so in Iowa, there's water. I'd get up when I was a kid and I could walk in any direction. I'd hit a pond or a creek or something. And so Grandma would always take me fishing when she'd babysit me. Dad would take me to the lakes. My grandpa was a fisherman. Uncles were fishermen. So I grew up fishing. And then when I moved down here and I got to fish the salt, that was I really fell in love with that because the size of the fish, the amount of different types of fish, you never knew what you're going to pull in, man. Mm-hmm. I fell in love.
All right. Yeah, because now, the stringers you make, what I'm hearing is that's more designed for saltwater?
Well, I designed it originally for that, but the answer is no. I mean, it's for anything. Yeah, you can go to any Walmart in America and you can buy that little, $2 yellow rope stringer that's junk. But no offense, but you know what I'm saying is you can get that stringer anywhere. So you can string fish anywhere. And as I talk to people across the U.S., it's always funny because they always think, their fish is the biggest, the strongest, the toothiest, and so everyone's, well, I don't know if that'd work up here and I don't know about over here, but yeah, that stringer it holds up so long. Most of my customers, I talk to them, they're like, yeah, I already got one of your stringers. So it's like, I'm done doing business. So I got to come up with different colors or something to get them to buy. Otherwise they're good.
I'll be darned. Okay. No, I love it. It's, do you know how seldom it is when I get somebody to say something else is junk? And I love it. It's because we do a lot of stuff with bullets and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll try to get some of these other guys who are gun writers to talk about, what's junk. And you can't hardly get them to say it because somebody sponsors them.
Yeah.
And they won't hardly say it. And, so I mean, the best we can do when we're talking about that stuff is read the box and look at it and, figure out what you're buying. But no, I love that stuff. Okay. So, but now, like you said, you're making more than stringers. You've got other stuff.
Yeah. So I use a lot of the similar products. So the wire, I'll make keychain floats out of the wire. I'll make plier floats out of it. I'll make 15-pound boga floats, 30-pound boga floats. I make a 36-inch, what I call a leash, where you can put accessories. You want to, bring a net behind you or use it as a kill switch or drag a fish bag behind you or something. Mm-hmm. So they're all in the same wheelhouse. So I make all those different products. And then I have a tackle box that has a wade strap on it. So it holds your pliers. It's got 2 D-rings on it so you can attach accessories. So you can literally just throw this wade pack on. And
there's quite a bit of your products are designed for your wade fishermen.
Yeah, but like this morning, we had a little fishing tournament here. So I threw on my tackle box and I grabbed my rod and I walked, and I didn't have to worry about setting something down and looking for it. Everything I had was right there. Every time I caught a fish, I'm pulling the forceps out from right here. I'm not looking for them, having to dig them out of anything. So, yeah, that works perfect for wading, but it also is great for just, creek hopping or going up and down, where you don't want to set something down and forget about it or have to turn around and go back, or you got your hands full. So you're hands-free fishing and everything you got that you need is in front of you. I guess I got the inspiration from fly fishing because it's the same concept. You got everything right there in a little pack for you, which I love.
Wearing it on a vest.
Exactly. So it's the same kind of concept as that, as you got everything there for you. So, you can.
All right. If we go to Bass Pro, we just look for the stink, or is all this stuff in Bass Pro?
Most of it. My 12-foot stringer, my stringer clip, my 15-pound boga float, and the wade kits are all there.
Okay. All right. Okay. We're going to look for it. Go to Bass Pro and look for the Stinky Pants Fishing products. This is great. I'm going to go do this. I'll make a damn trip to Katy just to do that. All right. Jason, thanks for being with us this morning.
It's been an honor and a pleasure.
All right. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this morning's edition of News from the Camp House. Great information. A lot of fun. Good stuff. Good stuff. The kind of stories we really love to hear. All right. This weekend's edition is also brought to us by the Shaw's Bend Social Club, country club for folks who don't have a country club. Now, go out, have a great weekend, enjoy it, and, have a blast. Be safe, and y'all just remember, pretty much any day is sure a good day to be out in the woods.